Hello, how are you? How are you today? Hello, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? I send you a DM on Discord if you have a chance to take a look to it. Hello, Patrick, Tocayo. Nice trade the one that you sent me, Tocayo. That was a good one. Congrats. Hello, Kiran. Hey, Tito. Hello, Jeff. What's up, Luke? Hello, Diane, Francine, CL. Hola, Alex. Hey, Lilia. Hello, Misan. How are you guys? How are you? So, hey, Lakewood, Sven, Haggy. I'm just giving in a second because today there's there's not too much to talk today, but I mean market wise, right? Market wise, I don't have like too much to talk about because we have a few economic events, a few uh, earning reports. So I would like to talk about something else. All right. Okay. Now, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, no, sorry. So forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Say hi to your son. Say hi to your son. Hello, Art. Hey, Dan. Soleado, Wepa. All right, guys. So today, as you know, today we have FOMC. What is expected about FOMC today? Hola, Fulvio. So what is expected about FOMC today? I think there's a huge agreement that they will be cutting rates. How much? Well, I don't really know how much. I don't really know how much. And and for being honest, I don't care. I mean, yeah, yeah, I know it has its impact on the on all rates, on credit cards, on mortgages, on loans, on car credits, car loans, leasing. So, I mean, I know it impacts on most of the things, but you know what? I think the market has digested all of the potential scenarios that whatever they say today later, it's not gonna move that much the market. It's but that's just my opinion. How do they say that? Full disclosure: this is not financial advice. Don't do anything based on this. This is just a personal observation. But I think the market is not gonna do too much. All right. So well, just after that, then we have Jerome Powell after FOMC So and then we have what do we have later? Uh, I'm a bit confused. Okay, so today we have Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet or Google for you and me, right? And and this is the after the close. And then tomorrow we have Amazon, Apple, and then we have a few interesting like Coinbase. We have Lily, and on Friday we have Exxon, and well, Chevron is not that important, but we have Exxon. I have been following Exxon for some time, uh, but that's a different story. That's a different story. Hey, Cuba, welcome back. Hola, Felipe. All right, so let me tell you something, guys. So do you remember? This is a question for all of you. Type in the chat, please. Do you remember what I told you that long-term investors, hedge funds, banks, what do they do when high volatility events are coming? What do they do when a big event is expected? What do they do? Type in the chat. Type in the chat, please. Hello, Kao. Hello, Natalia. Exactly. Good answer, Lilia. They stay cash. They take some profits. They go to the sidelines, and yeah, they do nothing. Exactly. They wait. They exit some positions. They stay cash, and that's usually what it happens, right? So, what do you see? What do you see today on SPY? What do you see today on SPY? We open here. Sorry, we open here. We are here 1 hour, or yeah, 1 hour before FOMC. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? We are doing nothing, right? We are doing nothing. This is just sideways. This is just a range, right? In my opinion, this is a very good sign. This is a very good sign for the market. Not for today, maybe not for tomorrow, maybe not for tomorrow, because I think the news, what the news are gonna do, it's push the market higher. But first, there will be a lot of people, like selling the news, right? Selling the news. So they're gonna say like, oh well, we are cutting the rates by X base points. So what the market is gonna try to do? Well, it's gonna try to rip. But first, there's gonna be people selling the news. So just watch out. Remember, we don't trade the news, but we need to be aware of when they are, so we can manage our risk and our positions. All right. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to show you a few names. A few names. It's a first it's SPY, and then it's QQQ. But let me tell you something first. We have been talking about journaling, back testing, and forward testing for some days since last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I have been receiving a lot of emails from you guys, some messages on the Discord. Some of you send me messages here on the YouTube channel. I'm really grateful about how you are putting the work on your progress, on your grinding. So thank you guys for being disinterested, and thank you for trusting me to ask your questions, right? All right. So we have been talking a lot about forward testing and back testing, and I just wanted to tell you guys that there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference uh, between back testing and forward testing. All right. So back testing helps you understand the structure and behavior of your setup. All right. So you already know what you are looking for. So you go back in days, weeks, months, or even years, and you look at the charts. And what are you watching there? Well, you are watching how price reacts, where it fails, and what conditions make it work best. All right. So that's the back testing. And that's an incredible exercise to build confidence on your edge. All right. But then we have forward testing. Forward testing, it's starting to go live in the market, and for example, do paper trade, right? Or just look at the charts and do some exercise like you were trading, but you are not trading live. All right. So forward testing helps you train execution and emotions in real time, and this is a completely different skill, right? This is a completely different skill. All right. Both are valuable, but again, back testing builds confidence in your edge, but forward testing builds confidence in yourself. All right. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. And well, I just want to mention that well, I have a coaching program. This is a one-on-one coaching program, and also we created a mentoring program. So this is a six session program that helps you, like it's all about performance coaching. So if you are serious about your trading and you just want to, like, take the next step on your journey, well, I am inviting you to go to Trading Performance Coach, fill the contact form, or just send me an email with neto at tradingperformancecoach.com. And I have a lot of tools, a lot of habits, a lot of tips and tricks for you guys, not only for back testing, also for forward testing. All right. And then I have been receiving a lot of questions about journaling. I am a true believer that journaling, it's one of the most underrated tools and habits on trading. But guys, journaling, it's taking or squeezing every drop of a lesson out of your experience. So don't waste your experience without taking the lessons, right? So for all of you guys that are on the Traders Lab or the Traders Edge, I have been talking about one way I journal my own trades. And this is the 4F framework. The 4F stands for facts, feelings, findings, and fix. All right. So guys, look for it. Google that. I mean, this is an habit created for leadership training, but if you take it for your trading journaling, it's gonna do the same thing. All right. So 4F framework: facts, feelings, findings, and fix. If you need any help journaling with the 4F framework, just let me know. Again, you can go to my website, or you can just contact me on my email or any other mean of communication. But I can help you, because journaling, it's one of the best tools to build your edge, to identify your best setups and your best trading time. There's a lot of things that you can take out of journaling. All right. All right, let me go to the comments. Neto, what do you trade on days of PMI, CB consumer? Do you trade before, during, after? What's your experience? Well, when we have news or any economic event, I mostly wait after 10 a.m. All right. Inaya to Rahim, what's up, Neto? I'm here for giving you a shootout. Have to go attend a meeting shortly. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Here's my Jeff. Here's my comment for my journal entry. Waited for half the day consolidation. Enter 1 minute late, but was 10 a.m. Try to hold last, but stop at hold number. That's good. That's a good input. All right, guys. So now let's go to the charts. All right. Now let's go to the charts again. In my opinion, there's not too much to look at. I only took a trade. On QQQ. I'm gonna show you in a minute. But QQQ, SPY and QQQ finally started kind of aligning. Do you remember we have been talking about SPY and QQQ? They usually, keyword usually, not all the time, but usually they behave on, very similar. They are not a mirror of the other, but they are mostly similar on movement. All right. So yesterday we had a huge divergence between SPY and QQQ. We talk about, if you guys listen to me, if you guys missed yesterday's trade review, just I recommend that you go back to yesterday's video, because we talk about the indices divergence. It's not a super technical explanation, but I talk a lot about my own personal considerations for taking trades on SPY and QQQ. All right. So today, finally, they were looking similar. They were behaving similar. So I was watching this thing here, do you remember? Well, big economic event. What the people is doing? They are staying cash. They are staying on the sidelines. They are waiting. So I wasn't expecting like a huge breakout out of the previous day high. Why? Because again, today for me it was a consolidation day. Today for me it was a consolidation day. I was trying to identify the edges of the range and just like be scalping most of the day, or just take a good scalp, but just from like from support to resistance. So today was something like that. Today was something like that. We tried to break out from previous day high. We hit pre-market high. We came back to previous day high, and we didn't hold. We were holding. We were holding the opening price. However, we tried. SPY tried to reclaim previous day high, and that was exactly my idea. Failing to create new highs, failing to reclaim previous day high. This area here. Let me show you. Let me show you here. This area here. Let me show you this area here. All right. So again, if you are not watching the pre-market price action, you will miss this kind of things, right? So we had a few attempts around this 689 key level. So failing to reclaim 689, failing to create a new high, rejection on 689 a few times, that will be my idea of a trade to the downside. Can you see here? I will take this break, displacement retest, and then after one or two candles, I will take this trade here. But look at this, below a few intraday key levels. What key levels here? Well, the 1 minute opening range and also the opening price, right? Hey Neto, but the price tried again. Well, that happens, right? That happens. If you are just like me with mental stops and you wait for the candles to actually break and hold above your stop loss, you were able to survive to these candles, right? You were able to survive to these candles. And then what happened? Look at this nice drop all the way to 688. To 688. So a few comments about today. All right. If you were looking to the same day expiration contracts, one strike below, you notice that they were way more expensive than usual. Usually they should be around, I don't know, like 70 cents, $1.20. Well, today they were $2. So today they were $2 at this time of the morning. That's why I was very confused about taking a trade like right here, at least on SPY. And that's why I decided going to QQQ, but that's something that I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. So if you take a trade here after 1, 2, 3 rejections of 689 and you waited for this, the break of the 1 minute opening range and the opening price, yeah, you had another attempt, but even if you decided to take a trade like here after all these attempts of breaking the 689, well, look at this nice drop all the way to 688 and actually almost hit this 15-minute chart key level. All right, can you see here? Actually, look at this. Actually, I had this key level here, but maybe it should be something like here. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe something like this. Probably something like this. Well, if we had something like this, then now look at this. We hit that 15-minute chart key level. I needed to adjust it a little bit. but it made sense, right? It made sense. Actually, here it has more touches than when I had it. Uh, yeah, it's a nice that's a nice key level, right? So we actually had all these drop to here, but let me tell you something. From here to here, almost $1 drop, almost $1 drop. Let me tell you something. 25%. 25% only on the premium of the contracts. Why? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's the IB. I don't know. For being honest, I'm not really good understanding what the price is driven by. But well, that's not relevant for today. The important thing is that we had a drop from here 688.75 to 687 85, and despite being a $1 drop, it only gave like 25%. Look, the IB seem normal. Give me one second. The IB seem normal. It might be because of FOMC today. I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, Dian, you took this trade and yeah, it was only 25%. Yeah. No, I get it. Because I took this trade, but in QQQ, and I also got like 20% or something like that. IB for SPY was nearly 40%. That's not normal. Yeah, usually it's like 25 or something like that, right? Uh, let me read a few questions here. Birk took Apple. I'll go to Apple in a few minutes. Ricardo Casotti. Hello, Ricardo. You took SPY puts 10-11. SPY puts 10-11 here. That was a nice entry. Aggressive, but that was a nice entry. I like that it tried to reclaim this 689. It rejected hard, came below this previous day high. And when did you exit, Ricardo? Take profit was 688.32, 688.32, something like here. So did you manage to survive to this? Yeah, the break retest boom 689. Okay, good job there. Good job. Mr. Hans, same thing. Same thing, just 20%. Well, brother, just 20%. I challenge you to go to your bank and ask them how much they can give you for 1 year, letting your money there. I mean, what I mean, it's 20% is an amazing return, right? 20% is an amazing return. All right. Francine, Neto, would you trade this afternoon for FOMC? I never trade on the afternoon. It's just not my thing, Francine, because I like same day expiration. So yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. SPY looking for liquidity. Dian, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cuba. You are one of the OGs. Why what, Natalia? CL Neto. Okay. All right, guys. So that was the only thing that were the only things that I was watching on SPY. So yeah, does the actual result of the news impact your thesis, or you go all technical? Brother, I go all technical. I don't trade the news. I only trade technicals, but news are always, like heavier on the decisions. So if I'm taking a trade and suddenly, like Trump goes out and says something, that's way more important than my levels, right? So but yeah, that's why I don't trade around, like the economic events. I don't trade around FOMC. I don't trade around Jerome Powell. I don't trade around, any relevant economic event. All right. Randall, you took 10, 12. That was a good trade, Randall. Yeah, I already talked about this 10, 10, 11, 10, 12. That's a great rejection of this 689. I'm just not sure if all of you guys were able to survive this retest of this key level. Because let me tell you something. These retests were like 7% negative on the same day expiration. For some reason, even when we had this $1 drop and we only had like 20-25%, this retest of 689, it was only like 8-10% negative. On a regular day, this will be like 15-22%. But today, it was only like 7-10% negative. I mean, depending on where you enter. But if Randall, if you enter like below the opening price, yeah, probably this was like a 15%, right? But anyway, I mean, your idea was good. It was, I mean, it just didn't work out, right? It just didn't work out. A few reasons. Well, this intraday key level was strong. Can you see here? All these, this opening price was used as support. Then on this one here, that's what I needed. Like a better break of this opening price. A better break of this opening price. But this candle here, this 10-12, that was the real candle for that play. It's just a shame that you didn't survive this. But look at this. If you had and listen to this, Randall. This is a good technical thing. If you enter on this candle, your stop loss needed to be at the top of this candle. I know this might be like 15-20% negative, but look at this. I mean, the idea of your trade was all of the rejections of this 689, right? 689. So if you were having this idea here, you needed to hold this stop loss or invalidation level and waiting for a candle to actually close above it. Why? Because 689 was a tricky key level. Why? For several reasons. First, it's a round number, whole number, side number, strike number, right? So 689, just as itself, it was a tricky number, but also it was a little bit above previous day high. Do you remember I always told you that that's one of the most powerful setups, the break and retest of the previous day high? Well, that happened to be like a few cents below your invalidation level. So that was a tricky point to set your stop loss. So my recommendation here, Randall, stick to your level of invalidation and wait for the candles to actually close beyond your stop loss. All right. Cow, I took SPY 1004. Why? Why 1004, Cow? I mean, you were looking for this breakout, right? This mean reversion. All right. Yeah, Randall, that we need to work on how to place your stop loss. But I think here, for example, here, even when the entry was here, I mean, around your same entry, my stop loss needed to be at the top of these candles. Why? Because this is the level where sellers are stepping in. So we had 1, 2, 3 touches on this invalidation level, but we always close below, and that means that sellers are in control on this area. So that's why I think and you're you're gonna watch my QQQ trade. Something similar, something really similar happened. So, but I was on the understanding that this is the area where seller, look at this here. This is the area where sellers are in control. So you needed to wait for this area to stay strong. Okay. All right. Thoughts on trading first candle of market open to gauge direction. What's your take? I I don't know. Trading for liberty. I really don't know. I mean, I like to have the 1 minute and the 5 minute opening range as a reference, but I, I mean, for like today, right? I mean, you had a good move above the 5 minute opening range, above the 1 minute opening range, but now we are below of those levels. So I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know there's people like, oh well, just by looking the 15 minute the first 15 minute candle, I can tell you, I can gauge the market direction. Well, I can't. I mean, I don't know how to read that. That's why my edge it's on the 1 minute chart, looking at this, look, being fast to identify these areas and trying to react to these rejections or to these bounces. All right. CL, why sometimes? Well, it's all about the Greeks. It's all about the Greeks. The Greeks is how they calculate the price of the premium, and it has a lot of considerations, including the IV. And probably the IV from today was not usual because we are expecting a lot of volatility after the FOMC. All right. 944, 945 call retest of the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Is it a good entry? 945, 945 here. I don't think so because there's no displacement here. I mean, this is a baby displacement. Actually, I really like these candles here. I really like these candles here for several reasons. They are retesting the opening price. They are retesting the 1 minute opening price. They are reclaiming the previous day high. That, remember, guys, that's the setup that I really like. And they are reclaiming the 5 minute opening range. So actually, yeah, I would like something like this. My risk will be at the bottom of this candle, and my target will be, well, the high of the day or the pre-market high. Look at this actually worked. This actually worked really nice. This is the break and retest of the opening price, 1 minute and 5 minute opening range, and the reclaim of the previous day high. Do you see it here, guys? I know the displacement is not like great one for the previous day high, but look at these three candles, these four candles came below the previous day high, reclaim it, and then it went up. All right. QQQ currently 76% IV. Wow. All right, guys. Well, that was all for SPY. Let's go to QQQ. This is the trade that I took. It actually went like, just as I said, like 25% here on these ones. But I always, first I sell my contracts and then I take the screenshot. So this was kind of, like fast. So I couldn't take a better screenshot. But what I was looking here, zoom out, look left. Can you see here, guys? Can you see here these key levels on the pre-market? These key levels on the pre-market, they are really evident key levels, right? They are really evident key levels. Previous day high, it was also pre-market high, pre-market low. Really evident key levels. All right. So here it was kind of the same thing than on SPY, right? It was rejecting this 636.50, and then we came back and then we rejected 636 right here. 636 right here. Let me do this. 6 right here. 636 right here. So I really like this break. It also broke like this trend line here. It broke the trend line, came back, retested this area here, this 636 area here, and then it dropped. So I took majority of I took like 1/4 of my position here, and then I took like 80% of my position here, and I closed my position on one of these candles, because after watching only 25% drop here, right here, it was I set my stop loss to break even on my last contracts, and I think it was like somewhere around here. So it hit my stop loss, and I was like, well, I'm not playing anymore. This is not fun. it's yeah, it was exhausting, because all these moves here, and also the moves on SPY, it was awful. It was really awful. Okay, CL, you took QQQ puts, break and retest, pre-market high, 1025 right here. 1025 Eastern, 636.27. 1025, 636.27 here. That's not pre-market high. Ah, well, this key level here. Well, now I could understand. 1025, you said? All right. And you were stop out like here, right? 1026, yeah. Yeah. Did you see this line here? I mean, obviously not on my chart, but did you have something like that? Did you have something like that? Tito, what is that small window that you have open? I have Webull too and would like to know how to open it. Which one, Tito? This the positions widget? Do you mean this? Yeah. Well, tag me on the Discord. I'm gonna send you. I have sent, or look for it on the Pause Your Gains. On the Pause Your Gains channel. Look for the word widget, and go up, and you will see. I have a screenshot of my screen, or my Webull, and I explain all of the widgets that I have. Can you see this? This is the contracts that I got. This is the percentage of my open position. This is my entry point, and this is the current price, right? I mean, at the time of the at the time of the screenshot, right? Yeah, thank you for asking. I mean, remember I have like a huge screen, so sometimes I just have like, okay, well, this is fine, but if you can't see anything, just let me know, okay, guys? Thank you. All right. So okay, so that was my trade. That was my trade on QQQ. A few things to consider. Well, first, the break of this trend line. I mean, this is the break of structure, change of character. We were having higher highs, higher lows. Here we failed to create a new high. Then we dropped. We came back, retested this consolidation area that also was an important area here on the pre-market, right here. This swing high was relevant, and it was so relevant that it actually was the 1 minute opening range high. So we broke, came back, retested, and I took this trade on this drop here. And again, even with a almost $1 drop, it only gave me like 25%. So yeah, I don't know what happened today. Guys, do you have any questions about trades on QQQ? This was a second opportunity here. Why this was important here? Well, because of this area here, right? This area here, this swing high, swing low, this is resistance turning to support, turning to resistance, support, resistance, resistance again, and then the drop. So this area here, can you see, guys, how many hints you have since the pre-market? How many hints you have since the pre-market? I know some of you don't like to watch at the pre-market levels. I'm one of those, but these hints gave me a good perspective of what's going on when the market opens. All right. Dian, Neto, since you trade only this setup, what do you have on your screen? Only SPY and QQQ? No, I only have SPY and QQQ. I have on one side of my screen, I have this chart. This is the 15-minute chart. And then on the other side of my screen, I have this one. I have this one. So I have the SPY QQQ on the 1 minute with my tools here with the intraday key levels for my entries. And I have my 15-minute chart without that tool, right? On the 15-minute chart, I only have my 15-minute chart and my daily key levels, right? Those are the only two screens that I have. I'm actually thinking like really seriously on going lower on the tier of my trading view, because I don't even need, like more grids. This is enough for me. DC, you are surprised you took that after a higher low. This is a lower high. I'm sorry, this is a lower low. This is a lower low, and this is the rejection failing to create higher highs. Great rejection right here, 636 on this area here, and that's what I took this trade here, below all of these candles. But here, can you see this one here? It's a lower low. But you know what? I wasn't considering that. You have a point. I wasn't considering that. What I was watching was the break of this trend line. The break of this trend line here. Something like this. The break of this trend line, then it came back, retested the trend line, and dropped. That was what I was watching. Thank you. Ready Relief Productions. Paper trade 1128. Paper trade 1128. That was a great one. Puts, right? Obviously. 1128 candle. Good. That was a really good one. That was a really good one. All right. So as you are watching here, I even had I mean I didn't draw this another opportunity here, but this was the break and retest of this previous low of the day, and also this area here, right? Can you see this swing low on the pre-market? It was a nice break retest, but here you could actually open another position here. The thing that I was like concerned here is that it was so close to previous day high, so I just didn't like like this drop. But look how well, oh, sorry, look how well sellers step in here to break this previous day high, all right. uh okay, guys, do you place your trades through trade? No, I use Webull. That's a really good question, Lakewood. I use Webull for my broker, but I don't like to be watching at my broker because this happens at my broker. If I focus on my broker, I start looking only to the P&L, and that messes up with my execution. So what I do is I keep my side on the trading view with all my tools, right? I mean, if you can see my if you could see my Webull, I don't have a single line on the chart of my Webull because I don't want to be looking at the charts on my broker. I want to see at everything that I draw right here on TradingView, and I don't focus on the P&L because it's very, I'm very tempted to keep looking at my P&L while looking at my broker. So that's why I have the two of them, and I'm focusing on my TradingView. So that's why sometimes I just go to my broker, place my order, and then take the screenshot, and that takes a few seconds, and you know how options work, right? So sometimes this is not the highest number, but well, that now you know why. All right, guys. So let's go to AMD. AMD. This was what I was watching again. This couldn't hold the previous day high, and I was looking for the weaknesses here. So if you were really bullish here, maybe you like this here. It was the break and retest of the previous day high. It went a little bit deeper than that, but on the reclaim, maybe here you could try a trip to high of the day. A trip to high of the day. It was 1 2 3 risk reward. Even if you had like a higher risk, let's say right here, the 5-minute opening range low. Look at this. This was a nice trade to the upside. And then after this, look at all of the consolidation right around the previous day high. So when sellers finally took control, you were expecting for the pullback, right? And you had a nice pullback to the 5-minute opening range low. This is like a textbook, right? A textbook break and retest of the 5-minute opening range low. So you take the next candle, just confirming the move to the downside, and you have an amazing drop. Also, what if you were watching this? If you were watching 263 right here, do you remember, guys, that we have been talking a lot about being aware of the whole numbers and half numbers? Well, this is exactly why. This is exactly why. I'm gonna, let's see what happened. Let's see what happens on the pre-market. Can you see all this consolidation? So look at this. This was a nice try to retest here this previous low of the day, and then another drop. And this is a very nice, this was a very nice drop. Anyone took AMD calls or puts today? No. All right. Okay, guys. Well, that was AMD. That was what I was watching here. As you can see here, it tried it tried well the reclaim of this previous day high. This is one of the setups that I like the most, right? Well, my favorite is actually the break and retest of the previous day low to the downside, but this is the second favorite, right? The break and retest of the previous day high. This is actually my only favorite setup for going long, for taking calls. All right. All right. So anyone on AMD? That's great. Look, that's great. The reclaim of the previous day high, right? Yeah, that's really powerful. That's really powerful. And just a trip to high of the day, it actually failed to create new highs, and it just starting dropping from there. Nice trade there. All right. So this is Amazon. Amazon was looking very weak since very early in the morning, and I want you to see this. This is the break and retest of 230. 230, strike number, whole number, round number, right? 230. You had two, look at this, you had actually two nice entries here and a nice drop. Where? 228. Whole number, round number, right? So, nothing too much to explain here. Nothing too much to explain here. But anyone took Amazon today? No one. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, tomorrow they have. I wouldn't trade Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Google today or tomorrow, right? Uh, yeah, or maybe tomorrow Meta, Microsoft, and Google because they report earnings today. But I mean, this week I don't like to take trades on the tech names that report earnings on the week. But that's me, right? That's me. All right. So let's go to the next one. This is Nvidia. Nvidia was really nice. Break displacement retest of what? 210. Round number, whole number, side number, strike number, right? So this was an amazing trade right here, all the way to high of the day. It was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. But if you were aiming to 212, whole number, round number, I think it was a strike number. It was a 1 to 3.2 risk reward ratio trade. That was an amazing trade. And you can actually have two different opportunities to take this same trade, right? The break and retest of this 210. All right. Actually, later in the day, look at this. And this is just, look at this. This is just to 211.50. Why 211.50? Half number. It's a half number, right? So look look how important the half numbers are being right here at all-time highs for most of the names. Anyone took an Nvidia trade? I think this was the trade that Tony took this morning, right? Do you know? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But anyways, so do you see any break retest boom anywhere close here? Do you see it? Ready Relief Productions. You took 944 candle with Tony. 944? Ah, 939. 939. This retest of this 210. 944. Guys, now I'm really confused. Now I'm really confused. All right. Well, but yeah, it was this same idea, right? The break and retest of 210 and a quick ride to high of the day. All right. And this is the last name that I have for you today, guys. This is the last name that I have for you. So we have a few kind of easy trades. Like for example, this one, the break displacement retest of pre-market low. So maybe something like this. And you were looking for low of the day. Look at this. This is a 1 to 5 risk reward ratio trade. And then after this first drop, you had this break and retest of this previous day close, and also it's kind of this area here, right? This area here, this is like support area turned into resistance. So you have one entry here, and also actually this one here, it's a good one. This is a good one. It's like going into this pivot low, right? And you had a nice drops here. All of them were at least 1 to 3 risk reward. Uh, Thank you, Luke. See you later. So do you see this, Natalia? Did you take any trade on Tesla? No. Well, that's all that I have for Tesla, guys. And actually, that's all what I have for today, because the other names, Microsoft, Meta, Google, Apple, Amazon, they all have earnings today and tomorrow. So no need to waste our time there. Uh, so I think Palantir was fire. Let's take a look to Palantir. This was Palantir. All right. Look at this. Break and retest of 193.50. 193.50. And then break and retest of 196. Yeah, this was fire. Actually, just the reclaim of this previous day high, pre-market high, this will be a really nice trade to the upside. I don't like trades like, like the break and retest of the opening price, because these very much can just consolidate here and try to fill the gap. But after this reaction right here at the opening price and reclaim of the previous day high, that was a really good one. Who took Palantir today? FOMC. Do you want to see the fireworks? Nah. 689, 688. A $1 candle. It's not that much. Let's see. Let's see how it reacts. Let's see how it reacts. All right, guys. So that was all for today. Remember what I told you when we started. If you are trying to journal your trades, I really recommend you the 4F framework. If you have any questions about the 4F framework, we can talk about it later in the week. You can go to tradingperformancecoach.com, send me an email to neto at tradingperformancecoach, and let me try to help you. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Lilia, for being here with us from Ukraine. All right, thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.